We're the Brand family. This is my wife, Kristen, and I'm Jason. We started coming to Momentum the week before we got married. It was Easter, and we talked a lot about what we wanted to do as a family once we got married, and we knew both up in age a little bit to be starting a family, so we knew we wanted to have kids soon. I had a rough growing up with church, didn't have a love-hate relationship with it. Always loved Jesus, but me and his church weren't always on the same page. Momentum completely wrecked that in a good way. We got started, we got plugged into a great group, community group that was just amazing. It was full of really, really strong leaders. So we really had some strong, really hot for Jesus people. She made some really good group friends that really held us together through some tough times. We lost a couple kids shortly after we got together. And they were really the glue that held us together. I mean, if it wasn't for the community group, I don't know that Jesus would be a priority for us right now. That's the best way I can say that. Shortly after our group got together, they'd been doing it a while and they were a little burnt out and they needed some time away from leading. And we kind of reluctantly semi-agreed to possibly take on a leadership role. I knew that I didn't have that biblical education, so I was really worried about playing with people's eternity, because that's what we're dealing with here. It's not do you win a fancy car? It's not like Jesus is a magic fairy that gives stuff away. We're talking about people's eternity. And I didn't feel equipped to handle certain things. We reluctantly turned it down, and it kept coming back up. We had individuals keep coming to us, hey, we really think you should lead. Members of the church, people who were servant leaders, and they kept coming to us and saying, hey, I think you guys are ready. I think you guys are ready.
The more I talked to Kristen, she kept, and Ashley, she kept saying, you don't have to have all the answers. We can help you. And I then just kept telling Jason, let's try this. Let's do it.
And then we were praying about it, and God finally put it upon our hearts to do it. And I couldn't be any happier that we do it. The kind of growth we've seen from the people that we're surrounding ourselves with, the love they have for our kids, or our child, Mason, and just seeing them all bond together every week and it's just like a big family. The Bible has stories one after another of ill-equipped people who do mega things. We have, a guy with a lisp that rescues his people. We have a stone that drops a giant. We have the obedience of walking around 7 times and they win the war. There's just story after story after story of the Bible that reminded us that it's not us that's doing anything. We're just called to be obedient and let God work. So if you're struggling, thinking about either joining a group or hosting a group, put that away. God's got you. He's just asking us to take that leap of faith and take that first step. And once you do, I promise you won't regret it.